You've lived a life dominated by doubt and fear. How do you step into bravery? Step.
Because everybody has bad breaks.
Yeah.
I've had a shit ton of bad breaks. But you know what I did? I stayed up.
Yeah.
And I thought through it. And I figured out what the fuck I did wrong. And then I went back. It's like, I fucked up everything I've ever done 100 times.
Discipline is the key to success. If you cannot force yourself to do something you don't want to do, how are you ever going to put yourself through the suffering required for greatness? If you cannot force yourself to train when you do not want to train, if you cannot force yourself to work when you don't want to work, if you can't force yourself to not log into Pornhub or force yourself to eat right, how can you possibly ever become a monumentally successful person if you cannot control yourself long enough to do what must be done as opposed to what you feel like doing?
It was isolation, it was visualization, it was motivation, and it was dedication. There was nothing else going on in my life, you know what I mean?
You don't like people too, right?
I mean, it's not that I don't like people, it's just that to get to the pinnacle, it needs to be like that. It needs to be no outsiders. It needs to be, you need to have your team and your focus, and that's it. I don't need friends that aren't involved in this game, you know what I mean? Because it's just not, it doesn't make sense.
So I just got through working out, and this guy goes, "Hey Goggins, you on that winter arc shit?" I'm like, what the fuck is winter arc? He's like, well, people are like setting goals for the winter time, like working out more, sleeping more, just better habits and goal setting and shit like that. I go, motherfucker, I'm on that 365 shit. It's not an arc, it's a fucking circle. I've been on it for like 30 fucking years. It's a circle that keeps going around and round and round. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Motherfucking winter, spring, summer, fall. Have enough pride in your fucking self to not have this hacky shit to get motivated. Love yourself enough to stay motivated 365. Fuck an arc, do a circle, stay hard.
You control your fate. Don't look at me like that. Life has been bad to me. Life was bad to me too. I had to get a gun and a knife and do whatever I had to do to put it together. It took 27 fucking years, but we're here, cocksucker. And I suggest you do the same. Rome wasn't built in a fucking day. You cocksuckers do something for 4 days and all of a sudden you're like, it's not working. No, it's not working. You have to do the same fucking thing every fucking day. If you want it to work, you gotta get in there. You gotta get your hands dirty. What do you think, they're giving out envelopes out there? Because you're special? Because you got a tattoo of a fucking bird or some shit? Get your shit together. Half the year went by and you're still sitting there. I'm still smoking. Where's Paulie Shore? Get your fucking life together, you miserable fucks.
If you can barely decide to take any action at all and peel your eyes away from your phone for just a moment, it's so much easier to beat everyone else because most people are overweight, they're distracted, they're poor, they have so few skills because it has never been easier to start a business, to make money, to get in shape. It's just also never been easier to do nothing.
You've got to have a very simple mindset. You know, you can't be social, you can't be out doing a lot of other activities. So you put on the blinders and you have tunnel vision on what that ultimate goal is. I was always on track with everything. I mean, everything was structured. I lived in a fucking box in order to be the best, meaning I had no outside. People would call me with their problems, I'd hang up on them. The phone were off. Don't bother me with negative shit.
So if I need to create content and I'm not feeling it, or I'm feeling tired, or things like that, the more times I give into that excuse or that feeling, then the more superstitious I become about doing it in the future. Whereas a lot of times if I can just start when I am tired or when something is painful and then still execute about the same as before, I look at game tape or I look at video or look at the content from those sessions, for example, and I see that I remember feeling terrible during the session, but you can't really see anything. And I think the more times you get that loop going, the more you can separate how you feel and what is required. And the more times you do what is required to get what you want, the more times you get what you want.
When I was 300 pounds, trying to lose fucking weight to get the Navy SEALs, my goal was to go out, I had a plan. My plan is to go out there and run 4 fucking miles. But guess what? Everybody's got a fucking plan so they can hit in the fucking mouth. That's for Mike Tyson. So when your plan fails, when those bullshit fucking laws get too heavy,
when you get knocked the fuck down on the fucking canvas, when everything falls apart in your life and your plan is fucked up, what the fuck are you gonna do? There's only one motherfucking option. Stay fucking hard.
Life is all about losing. You know, everybody think they're winning, but life's about losing. You think you're winning, next thing you know, you lost your hair. You know what I mean? You lost your it's not as hard as it used to be. You lost that. You lost your ability to reason with your impatient child. You know, that's what life is all about. Next thing you know, you lost your life. It's gone. Everything's over. And life is just about a process of loss. Nobody wins at the end. Nobody wins.
Time to train at that time. Set a time to go to sleep at that time. Set a time to get up at that time. Don't tell yourself you need to do something and then don't do it. That's what I was talking about with Ariel. I knew in my head I was saying, get up at this time. I didn't get up at that time. Train at this time. I didn't train at that time. Don't eat this. I ate that. Don't drink that. I drank it. And these all just infiltrate my mental strength.
Just little kind of defeats.
Exactly, little defeats instead of wins. And it just culminates into, and you just don't want to be here. So I'm just figuring myself out like I've never figured myself out before.